Hey guys, welcome. I'm Mina SayWhat here at the Hackensack Meridian Stage 17. I am really excited to be here at the Hackensack Meridian Health Stage 17 to introduce to you an artist. I've been listening to her music. I love her, and you guys are gonna love her as well. Please give it up for Ella May. Woo! How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. I love your accent.
Oh, thank you.
You probably hear that all the time, though.
Yeah, I do.
And I love your hair.
Thank you.
I love that you wear it out and natural. I have curly hair too, but a lot of times I feel like I have to straighten it a little bit.
I used to straighten my hair quite a lot, like when I was like 16, but I've like learned to embrace my curls. So I'm sure your hair looks beautiful, curly. You should wear it curly. It looks beautiful straight too. But
thank you. It's just like for the curly hair girls, it's such a hassle sometimes.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It definitely is.
Yeah. What do you put in your hair?
I use Shea Moisture.
Okay.
So I use Shea Moisture shampoo and conditioner, and so I use a bit of like ORS as well. I'm not sure, like coconut oil and natural stuff. I'm very like I don't like to put chemicals in my hair. So,
yeah. So how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. How's your run been? How's your day been?
It's been pretty hectic, but we're here, so that's what's important.
So let me tell you the first time that I found out about you. I was at the Kehlani show.
Yes.
And Ella.
The one in New York.
I was in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
I was in Philly.
Okay.
So Ella opened up for Kehlani. So I came in and I'm like, who is on the stage? Everybody in the crowd knew all the lyrics to your songs.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. And I was over here eating my turkey burger. And I was just like really impressed that, you know, I thought that the majority of the people there would be there to see Kehlani, but I was just so impressed with how many people were there to see you all the way to the back of the venue.
Yeah, I was impressed too, honestly, because it was my first tour, so I was quite apprehensive. I didn't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
So to go to, and it was a 5-month tour. We did like 75 dates.
Yeah.
So to go to all of the markets that we went to, some being major, some being quite small, I was like expecting that, you know, sometimes people don't care about the openers, like they came for the main act, which is understandable, because especially if you don't know who the person is. But even if I went to a market where not that many people knew who I was, they were like listening. I had people listening, and people like people would say to me like, oh, there were people in the crowd looking up your name as you were singing. So it was really cool, and it was a great experience because I'm a big fangirl of Kehlani. So
yeah, and I think you guys complimented each other well, because what I like about Kehlani is that she's singing about love and, you know, our feelings, and for a long time we didn't have that as like young women, and you were just so amazing, and I was one of those people who was very impressed, and I looked you up, and I'm like, oh, she's cute.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then I heard Boot Up on the radio, and I'm the kind of person, when I find a song that I love, it's like infectious and I need to hear it all the time.
20,000 times a day. I'm the same way. I will play it until like you literally can't play it anymore.
Yeah, me too. And like I know all the lyrics, and I think I'm you, and I'm trying to hit the notes, but I'm not really hitting them. So like I then looked it up, and it was you, and I'm like, that's the girl that opened up for Kehlani.
Yeah, it was me.
So then I kind of got like a little obsessed, and I started like looking up all your music and like reading all the lyrics. So, you know, I'm pretty sure
Thank you so much.
I'm like a reflection of what a lot of other young girls are doing, because you're connecting with them through your music, which is why all these people came out to see you while you were on tour with Kehlani.
Yeah, it was honestly a dream come true. Like I said, it was my first tour, so I didn't know what to expect, but I couldn't have asked for a better first tour to be on. Just audience-wise, her fans are great, and just to be on tour with someone who I'm such a fan of, and it's the same genre of music, we're around the same age, so to be embraced by her also was cool. It was a cool feeling. Yeah.
Did you guys like really bond, or you know, did you do your set and then she did her set?
No, it was like we were on tour for 5 months.
Yeah.
So being together with someone, we weren't on the same tour bus, but like we're in the same venue. She did after parties, and that they would always be like, you know, make sure you come and stuff like that. So we spent a lot of time together, and she's dope. She's as dope of a person as she is as an artist. So.
Yeah. Have you guys talked about like creating music together?
Oh yeah. I'm super excited. We've spoken about it many times. It's just like scheduling issues because she's been on tour. So we'll figure it out soon. It will soon come.
Yeah. So you're 23 years old, you know, but we can hear your accent. You're from London.
Yes, I am.
But like, how did you get started with music? Like, how did you get into the scene?
Well, I've been singing since I was little. Okay. I used to go to performing arts school when I was younger. But into the scene, I was doing 15-second Instagram covers, which was about 2.5 years ago now, I want to say. And it was just pretty random. I was like, you know, my family know I can sing, my friends know I can sing, but like, what am I doing for the world to hear my voice? And I just started doing 15-second Instagram covers, and the very first one I did got picked up by the Shade Room.
Yeah.
So that was SayWhat 679, which was like all over the radio at the time.
Wait, so you redid 679?
Yeah, I just made like my own little rendition of it.
Can I? Is that too much to hear?
I haven't sung it in ages.
Oh, okay. Then
But
don't worry.
yeah, but it's still on my Instagram. If you like,
Okay.
I left all my videos on my Instagram, and that got picked up by the Shade Room, and that had people coming to my page like, "Oh, can you sing this? Can you sing that?" Because that was the only video I had.
Yeah.
So from there, I was just like continuing. I was doing Throwback Thursday stuff, and DJ Mustard actually found one of my videos, and that's how I got signed, because he DM'd me and was just like, "What's your situation?" And I really had no situation. I was legit singing in my bedroom
on Instagram.
On
Wow.
Instagram, yeah. So we did a couple sessions in New York. Actually, I met him, and he was like, "Oh, I want to get you out to LA," and he was super excited about me. And it was cool because I'm such a big fan of Mustard to again, like I said with Kehlani, like be embraced by someone that you're a fan of. It's a cool feeling.
Yeah.
And I was back and forth to LA the end of 2015 to 2016, and then I signed to Mustard. So that's how I got found off of Instagram, basically.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Can we clap it up for that? That's an amazing
Thank you.
story.
Thank you.
So if you have a voice, go on Instagram and sing.
I'm telling you, social media, as much as it can be detrimental in a lot of ways, it's very much a gift as well. So if you can use it to your advantage, I'll definitely tell you to.
How long ago was that?
That was like 2.5 years ago. So
Wow.
I was doing the covers for maybe like just over half a year. Yeah. So yeah, it was a little while ago now, but like not that long ago. Yeah.
So your songwriting at that point, did you know how to construct a song and, you know, come up with a hook and a verse and that kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I went to school for music,
Okay,
so that stuff is taught to you. But I'm also like, I don't typically go by like a ABC structure kind of formula. Like, where we have to have a verse, we have to have a chorus, we have to have a bridge. Most of the time it comes out like that because that's just the way it works. But for the most part, I go off of feeling. So some stuff can be unconventional and not have verses. Some people just, you know, go all through and there's no chorus. It's just a whole verse. But yeah, I learned how to songwrite in school, and then also being in the room with different songwriters, because I co-write a lot as well.
Yeah.
And picking up how other people work, and that's a cool process too, because you then start to take stuff from them and put it in your own process.
Yeah.
And create your process. So it's cool.
You know, I really love how your new project, Ready, you kind of talk after every song, and it kind of summarizes like what the feeling is of the song. How did you start doing that? Like, how did you feel to do that?
I mean, I think a lot of the music tells a story in itself, but I wanted to make sure the story was complete on Ready, and I did it in my previous EP's Time and Change also. And I wanted to make sure, the story was complete. And also, although, because the titles are quite like short and they're statements, but I wanted to make sure that I kind of explained what the title meant as well in the in those interludes ish. And then also because I'm from London, and when you hear me sing, I don't have an accent, so I wanted to also make sure that people would hear me speak and be like, oh, they know where I'm from, because that's a big part of me too. So
so is your family still in London? Like, how do they feel about everything?
Yeah, my mom's still in London, my brother's in London, basically all my family's in London. And I think everyone's just kind of trying to take it in as it comes, as well as me, because I'm like, this is pretty surreal. So everyone's just excited for me, which is crazy. Like, it's a crazy feeling to have people around you excited for you. Like, it's a great feeling. But yeah, everyone's just super excited and super proud, and yeah.
So Mustard produced your full project. You know, how involved were you guys together? Like, were you in the studio together? Like, how was the creative process?
Yeah, we're super involved. Like, he'll be in the studio, I'll be in the studio. Some of the beats we'll make from scratch. Some of them he's made prior, and he's like, I made this, and I thought like it reminded me of you, so see what you think. And he gives me a lot of creative freedom when it comes to writing. Like, it's not like he'll give me a beat and like, this is what it's called and this is what the song needs to be about. He'll either be like, well, how are you feeling? And that's how we make the new beat. Or he'll give me something and be like, how does this make you feel? And just do your thing type of thing. So it gives me a lot of creative freedom. But he's very much involved where he's in the studio and he'll listen and he'll be like, he likes that. Or a lot of the time he never really says like, I don't really like that. There's some times where we disagree, but honestly, we're like, the music that we make together and just the the musical energy that we have with each other is amazing because we hardly ever disagree. So it just works very well.
Yeah. So Boot Up, like I said, love it. Play it all the time.
Thank you.
It just makes me feel really warm inside. And like, even when you were sound checking, I have like a tingly feeling. And I remember when I was growing up, like there was a lot of music that spoke to women and their feelings and young women. And I feel like we've gotten away from that a little bit in the past couple of years. And obviously it's coming back a little bit with like artists like you and Kehlani. But like, songs talk about sex these days, but not love. Mm-hmm. You're talking about love almost every song.
Yeah.
You're writing love songs.
Yeah.
Why do you think we got away from that a little bit?
I'm not actually sure why we got away from it. I think mainstream pop, everyone says, you know, like sex sells. So it's just one of those things that's always been around. And I guess I actually don't really know the answer to like why we got away from it. I'm just glad that right now it's coming back. There's like this R&B resurgence of love songs, and I sometimes say maybe it's the age that, because Kehlani and I are around the same age.
Yeah.
And there's quite a lot of us female R&B artists that are around the same age.
Like SZA.
Yeah.
You know.
SZA, her.
Yeah. Her.
You know, so, and I think it's who we grew up listening to and who inspired us. And now we're at an age where we can make our own music. And I think it's just come kind of full circle. And I'm just glad that everyone is receptive to it. It's really cool. When
you were making your music, did that ever cross your mind? You know, or were you just making stuff that felt good to you?
Yeah, no, it was never a conscious decision. Like I say like, however I felt at the time, or if someone around me had gone through a situation, it's almost like writing in your diary.
Yeah.
So it was never like, right, I need to do this because I need to be mainstream. It's more so about, I make music that I love, and it's just like, I put it out because I love it, and it's just a bonus that everyone else loves it. Do you know what I mean?
It's really special that you have someone who supports that, you know, because a lot of the times when you're getting into the industry, people will be like, no, you need to make the hit, or, you know, you need to have the hook, or get Migos. Mm-hmm. You know, like, it's always something like, it's like something you can create and organically put together. Mm-hmm. So it's really special that you have somebody that's just like, what feels good? What do we like? Let's vibe.
And that's why I signed to Mustard, because I think I'd been in a few situations before where I'd been in the studio with people, and it's just like, I go off of energy and vibe a lot.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't really like, I was like, I'm not really feeling this. But then you start to overthink it, and you're like, oh, well, this could be a good opportunity. And then you start to kind of undermine your worth a little bit as an artist when you know what you want. But the moment I got in the studio with Mustard, it made so much sense. It just made so much sense. And he gave me the creative control like I was talking about. So that's why I signed to him.
Yeah. So I was looking at the writing credits for Boot Up, and I realized that Joelle James wrote on it. I love her.
Yes.
And she's been on like her grind so long. Like, talk about the creative process into making Boot Up. You know, how was that?
Well, I met Joelle James, I want to say it was the first time I ever went to LA. And obviously I'm a huge Chris Brown fan, and she was signed to Chris Brown. So I knew, and she writes. So I knew about her from like a while ago. So to be in the studio and work with her was really cool, because like I said, I knew who she was. And it was a fun process. Like, the whole beady dadu boot up and stuff like that. I always say to people, it's really catchy, because I see like children singing it, because it's not actually a word, like beady dadu boot up, but then the song is really, really clean, so there's no cursing, and like you said, it's about love, it's not about sex or anything like that. So I think all different generations can relate to it, and it's just cool to write with people who are as passionate. So it was really cool.
Yeah, it comes through. I mean, I really, really love the song. So.
Thank you so much.
Is this the first song? Because I know you worked with Ty Dolla $ign, and this is your third project. Is this the first song that's gotten like mass radio play? So like your first official hit?
Yeah, this is.
So like, talk about the first time you heard your song on the radio. Like, where was it? Where were you? What were you thinking?
It was actually not that long ago, which
really?
I've known it's been on the radio, but I haven't actually heard it myself on the radio. So I was driving, it was like 3 a.m. in LA, and I was driving back from the studio, and it came on, and I was like, oh my God. Like, it's really weird, because when I was growing up, I think about like, oh, the day I sit in the car and I hear myself on the radio or wherever I am. But then when it actually happens, it's like, oh my God, what is happening? And then and since I've heard it that first time, I've heard it a lot more frequently. But the feeling doesn't get old. Like every time I hear it on the radio, it feels like the first time I heard it on the radio.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
Do you remember what like the DJ said? Like, did anybody talk into it, or like, do you remember all that, or was it just like
going in?
song?
It was going in from I think it was Psycho, Post Malone, and it just went straight into Boot Up, and then after. Because it was DJ Charisma on 92.3,
yeah,
and she's the best, So she was just like, that's that new LMA Boot Up, and I was just like, that's me, that's me.
Who did you call first? Did you call anybody? Because I'd be, I'm on the radio, y'all.
No, it was 3 a.m.
Oh, so you wasn't calling nobody.
So I think I texted my manager and was just like, I just heard it. But I didn't call anyone. I remember 3 a.m. in LA is
12 in East Coast.
Yeah, no.
That's the only thing I know.
3 a.m. in LA is 6 a.m. on the East Coast.
Oh, is it?
But it's I can't even count. I'm trying to work it out now. It's 12 o'clock in London. Yeah. So I was like, should I call my mum? But my mum was at work. So I was like, you know what? I'll just enjoy it by myself.
Yeah. Meek is a friend of mine, and I was looking at his page.
Yeah.
And Meek is like the hardest. I mean, he's a good guy, but he makes street music.
Yeah.
He put your song on his Instagram stories and said, when it's sexy time, I'm gonna listen to this. Like, I mean, even the thugs like your song.
It's honestly
like
crazy.
The hard guys.
Yeah, it's crazy because I've seen so much on Twitter about guys claiming that Boot Up is their song. Like, ladies, we have to find a different song. There's this whole movement on Twitter that the guys have claimed it.
Yeah.
And they're saying Nice for What by Drake is our song, the lady song for the summer, and Boot Up is for the guys, which I would have never imagined because it's super lovey-dovey. I would have just thought it would be
a girl record.
Yeah, feminine, prominent of everyone that loves it. But Listen, I'm just appreciative that any and everyone appreciates the music. So
I think there's just a thirst for that kind of song where even men, gravitate towards it. And it wasn't just Meek. I stalked this guy on Instagram that I think is cute, and he was singing
What's
it.
his name?
Oh, I'm not gonna girl. And even he was singing it, but he was in the camera trying to do the Trey songs and I'm like, did you just lick your lips? Guys are really into this.
Yeah,
so there's a hashtag Boot Up challenge.
Yeah,
people are changing the lyrics.
Day. Yeah, it's been. I've seen so many covers of people putting in their own little spins on it, and it's been amazing. I know yesterday Plies posted it as well, and he had his whole own verse on it, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. It's really a thing. So I'm super excited.
Are you gonna remix it?
We might.
Oh.
Right now we're we just I'm just excited for the actual song to be doing what it's doing. No, Mustard's tag is not on the song,
right?
Which he was it's not there's a staple cosign almost that we didn't have any feature on it. It's just me. So
that was intentional because I realized that his tag wasn't on it.
Well, it wasn't intentional. We didn't realize that Boot Up was going to be the song that did this. So Mustard actually was the executive producer for all of my EPs.
Right.
But his tag isn't on every song. We just picked which ones they were on. Because he didn't want to be overbearing, but
that's considerate of him because some other DJs scream their name over all the song.
Yeah,
it's a love song, and it's DJ, and I'm like, yo, it's a love song.
Yeah, but it just so happened that one doesn't have his tag on it. It wasn't no, we're not putting this on for any particular reason.
Yeah.
It was just they were on some of the other ones that were on the EP. The fact that it can do what it's doing, we hit number 17 on Billboard yesterday.
I know, I saw.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
Can we
you.
clap it up?
Which is crazy to me.
Yes.
Top 20 on the Hot 100 is crazy. We may remix it, but we're letting it live for what it is right now.
I feel really good about you. I feel like
thank you.
You're gonna be a big deal. And
Thank
you're
you
already
so
a
much.
big deal.
Thank you.
So I'm from Jersey. So I actually was put on to the fact that us Jerseyans made a remix to Boot Up. So we can watch it right now. If you want to watch it?
Let's watch it.
Let me move a little bit. Hold on.
Should I move too? So can you guys see?
You guys can see? He's doing the most.
Beat it up like.
Wow, that's crazy. How have I not seen this already?
It's amazing.
Beat it up like.
cool, right?
Yeah, that's dope. He's killing me in the back. That's amazing. Wow. Thank you, Jersey.
Well, we always got to add a little, step to it.
Listen, I'm here for it.
So do you think the remix is maybe, I know you're not thinking about the remix, but is it going to be a little bit more up-tempo? Like maybe something that you can transition into the club with?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, we actually haven't had the conversation, but that's definitely an idea.
I'm not trying to rush it because I know.
I'm just saying,
I'm just really excited about the song,
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Yeah. So you talked about how you didn't even know that Boot Up was going to be the song. I mean, there's 6 songs on your project, and I really like Breakfast in Bed. That's
Thank you.
Another one that I love. So which song did you think was going to be? Did you even think about that?
Well, our favorite, like my team and Mustard at the time when we put Ready out was Anymore. Mm-hmm. So we put that out a week before the project came out. So that was like, I guess you could say the single, even though it's an EP.
Yeah.
And that is still one that like when I perform, everyone goes crazy. Like they sing every word to me, which is completely opposite to Boot Up because it's about like forgetting someone and just being like, you played too many games and I'm over you. Yeah. So it's like the complete opposite to what Boot Up is. But by any means, like we love all of the music that I put out. So whichever one it is, it now being Boot Up, we're excited about.
Are any of these songs personal? Like, are you writing about someone?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of experience. There's a lot of songs, that is from personal experience. But I also I like to call myself a storyteller. So I know my first EP called Time was about a relationship that one of my friends went through. And obviously as girls, we tell each other everything.
Yeah.
So it almost felt like I was in the relationship myself. So it made it that much easier to write about. And she cried when she heard the full project. Yeah. But yeah, some of it is from personal experience.
Because when I listen to the songs, I think of a different guy every song.
Well,
and I'm like, that was so-and-so, he did that. And that was so-and-so, he does that,
No, it is quite up and down, because obviously relationships are not black and white. There's, that big gray area. It goes up, it goes down. So
I hate it.
Yeah. It's an emotional roller coaster for sure. But I'm glad that Boot Up is so infectious and it's just a love song because that's cool. Like you said there, it's normally more so about sex or heartbreak or something like that. So I'm glad that we can have all the lovers getting down.
Yeah. So you mentioned this a little bit. I picked up on the fact that all of your music is kind of like one of those charm bracelets that says love, peace. It's like time, change, ready. Is that kind of a description of where you are in your life? Like, why that? Because there's a theme.
Yeah, there's definitely a theme. And it's funny how it came about because the music from the EPs, Mustard and I actually made before I moved to LA. So it was when I was back and forth. And we didn't make it... we didn't make it saying all right, this is going to be the first EP and this is Time. And this is going to be the second EP and this is Change. We just made a whole bunch of songs and we were just making what felt right. And then we sat down at the end of it and we had probably about 50 songs, to be honest. And we were we chose whatever ones were our favorite. And he was saying to me, actually, I think we should do EPs just to introduce people to the sound that we've created and for people to get to know me, because putting out an album really early is you want to introduce people to your sound first. So that's why we decided to do the EPs. And when it came to Time Change Already, it was almost like a double meaning. So there was a meaning for time content wise about what I was speaking about in the songs and also what was going on in my life. And it's the same with Change I'm Ready. So with Time, the whole EP was about it's time to move on. You've been in a bad situation, but knowing that you can pick yourself up from that situation and you can move on. It wasn't I feel so sorry for myself. It was I got this type of thing.
Right.
But also the second meaning was it was my first project with Mustard that was coming out, and it was almost just time for an introduction. I'd stopped doing my Instagram covers, so it was just the
it's
transitional.
Time. It's your time.
Yeah, it's time. And then with Change, content wise, it was about coming out of that bad situation and being in something new, in a really good relationship. And just knowing how to accept those changes and accept that person isn't the person that you were with before, and knowing how to deal with that. But also change in my life because I'd moved to LA at this point, and this was the second EP. And, my life was just changing in general. So that was for that. And then for Ready, it was more so Ready was... like I said, with the black and white or gray area, time was very black and white. Like it was like forget you, and change was very black and white in the same aspect of it was someone new and this was like a newfound love. But Ready was, I like to say Ready is almost like the gray area in between, because like I said, we go from Booed Up, being in love, and we end on Anymore, which is like forget it. So it's like the emotional roller coaster in between. And it was just about being ready to face anything in both aspects, content-wise and in my life, because that was when I was just about to go on tour with Kehlani. Or I think we'd started. I think I released it maybe like 3 days after we started the tour. And just being ready to face anything that a relationship throws at you, and being ready to handle it. And that's the meanings of the
I love
EPs.
that.
Thank you.
I knew it had to mean something, and it had to coincide with what was going on with your life, because it just was. I could tell it was planned out,
Yeah.
I want to talk about some of the people you've worked with, because Ty Dolla is on one of your songs.
He is.
How was that? I mean, I know he's amazing. He plays instruments, he sings, he raps.
Yeah.
I mean, what was that vibe like?
Ty's one of my favorite, definitely. I think he was maybe the first person I met in the industry, like another artist, other than Mustard, who's a producer. But I just remember I was in the studio, and Mustard didn't tell me he was coming. So I'm like chilling. I go to the studio, like my hair's tied, I'm just looking crazy. And I was sitting there, and Ty just walked in, and I was just like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing today. And then he introduced himself. He was super laid back, like super humble. And I'm like, oh, I'm a big fan, like trying not to be a fangirl. And then Mustard played him the song, and he was like, this is tight. And then Mustard was like, oh, because originally for She Don't, we had a second verse. So originally it was just me. And he was like, no, I want to hop on it. So we cleared the second verse. And he got in the booth and literally did it in about 15 minutes. Didn't write anything down.
What?
But he's just that talented.
He's right.
Like, he's so talented. But yeah, he's been one of my favorites for a while, and to have someone come in and just be so humble, even though he has so much success, and not even worry about like, oh, I'm a new artist and I'm up and coming, and I probably couldn't do anything for him, you know what I mean? But he liked the song, that didn't even matter. So yeah, Ty's great. Ty's great.
And then Chris Brown, you were on his project.
Insane.
This Christmas.
Yes.
How did that happen? That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's funny because about this time last year, Chris Brown put up on his Instagram story that he was listening to Booed Up. And he was just like, this is my song, and he's singing the words. And I remember it was while I was on tour, and Mustard actually called me and was like, go check Chris Brown's Instagram story. And I'm like, oh, why? And he's like, just go check it. So I'm like downstairs in the green room. I think I'd just come off stage, and I go on his Instagram story, and obviously I see him listening to it, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, I was so confused. So I was like being dramatic. I like fell on the floor screaming, and I was just like, wow, like this is incredible. Because like I said, I'm such a huge Chris Brown fan. So from that, I think I actually DM'd him. Just saying, like, thank you for the love. Because I'm a huge Chris Brown fan.
Right.
And to have somebody else appreciate you, it's the same thing I was saying with Kehlani, like someone that you listen to and love, and they appreciate your music. It's a special feeling. So we got our managers in contact, and they set up the session. We got in the session, and we made a couple songs, and This Christmas was one of them.
Yeah.
And he put that on his album, which I was like, oh my God, if you would have told me when I was 15 that I was going to be on a Chris Brown album, I probably would have looked at you like you were crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, you made it, and now there's hidden Chris Brown, Ella Mai music that might come out one day.
Maybe.
Listen, I could talk to you forever, because I love Naked, and I love the whole no makeup thing, but we have to let you sing.
Yes.
Right? Because we want to hear her sing, because that's why you're here. So thank you guys at home for watching the Hackensack Meridian Health Stage 17. This is Ella Mai. She's about to perform. Give it up.
Sing along with me.
Feelings so
this ain't really like me. Can't control my anxiety. Feeling like I'm touching the ceiling. When I'm with you, I can't breathe. You do something to me. Ooh, no, I'll never get over until I find something new that get me high like you do. Yeah. Ooh, no, I'll never get over until I find something new that get me high like you do. Listen to my heart go bad, Buddha, dee-dee-da-doo, Buddha. And my heart go bad, Buddha, dee-dee-da-doo. It just won't stop, it go bad, Buddha, dee-dee-da-doo, Buddha, bad, Buddha, dee-dee-da-doo. It just won't stop, it go. How many ways can I say that I need you, baby? True, I think I might die without you. Feeling all over my body. You know how I like it. Ain't gotta tell you what to do. Until I find something that get me high like you do. Yeah. Ooh, no, I'll never get over until I find something new that get me high like you do. Listen to my heart go bad, Buddha, dee-dee-da-doo, Buddha. And my heart go bad, Buddha, dee-dee-da-doo. It just won't stop, it go bad, Buddha, dee-dee-da-doo, Buddha, bad, Buddha, dee-dee-da-doo. It just won't stop, it go head over heels in love. Right in front of you, ain't gotta look no more, baby. I wanna build this love and everything you want. You ain't gotta ask for, you got me boot up, boot up, boot up, boot up. Told you from the jump I'd only choose you. Got me boot up, boot up, boot up, boot up. Grab me by the waist, baby, pull me closer. Yeah. No, I'll never get over until I find something new that get me high like you do, yeah. Ooh, no, I'll never get over until I find something new that get me high like you do. Listen to my heart go bad, boot up, dee-dee-da-doo, boot up. And my heart go bad, boot up, dee-dee-da-doo. It just won't stop, it go bad, Buddha, dee-dee-da-doo, Buddha, bad, Buddha, dee-dee-da-doo. It just won't stop, it go. Thank you guys so much. And I saw you guys singing, so this next one is called Naked. Thank you.
Your voice, girl.
Take away the big shirts, the tattoos, the sweatpants and Vans. Okay, I don't wear no makeup, no purse in my hands. My resting is mistaken for the mean girl. But what if I told you there's nothing I want more in this world than somebody who loves me naked, someone ask for love, but knows how to take it? Are you that somebody who sees a wall and breaks it? Are you ready to fight just to see what's lost behind my flaws? Can you love me naked? Yeah, 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 naked. Yeah, 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 naked. Oh, yeah. I might be in the morning, so catch me at nighttime. See, some of my friends think I'm moody, but I think I'm just fine. I could be, but I'll act like I'm not. I really remember when I say I forgot. No matter how hard I try, run away from love at the end of the night. I need somebody who loves me naked, someone who never asks for love, but knows how to take it. Are you that somebody who sees a wall and breaks it? Are you ready to fight just to see what's lost behind my flaws? Can you love me naked? Yeah, 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 naked. Yeah, 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 naked. I need someone who loves me when I wake up, who thinks I'm beautiful when I'm looking messed up. I want that perfect love. Am I asking too much? Someone who shoots for the stars, knowing nothing, cloud nine ain't good enough. I need somebody who loves me naked, never asks for love. You know how to take it. Somebody who sees a wall and breaks it. Are you ready to fight just to see what's lost behind my flaws? Can you love me naked? Yeah, 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 naked. Yeah, 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 naked. Are you ready to fight just to see what's lost behind my flaws? Can you love me naked? Make some noise for my pianist O'Neill as well.
Girl, I'm about to start crying. Please, one more louder round of applause.
Thank you so much.
For Ella May.
Thank you for having me.
Love you. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hashtag HMH Stage 17 at Mina SayWhat at Ella May.
Yes, yes.
Please follow her. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank
you
you
guys for coming.